Welcome to Play at Asmoa. Happy Wednesday. I hope you are having a really good day. I know we're doing play a little bit early today, and well, that's because we wanted to change it up a little bit. I'm actually very excited to share that I have a special workshop I'm going to be doing for some dear friends. I had to start a little bit earlier today, so thank you so much for joining and being accommodating as I was running a wee bit late. I know the past few days have been really warm for spring, so I hope everyone is keeping cool, you're drinking water, you are resting your body when you need to rest because it's hot outside, no need to overheat inside, okay? So before we begin today, let's start with some deep breathing, okay? So on the count of 3, we're gonna take a deep breath in, and this breath is going to be for you and for me, okay? On the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. And let it out. Always feels nice on the first breath, right? You feel your shoulders relax, even your neck relaxes too, your jaw. Okay, we're gonna take another breath. And this breath is going to be for your family. 1, 2, 3. Starting to feel a little bit more relaxed? Good. This last breath, our third breath, is for our community. 1, 2, 3. Yay! Great job, everyone. And you know what? If you're still feeling like you need a little extra stretch, you can stretch your arms up to the sky. You can cross them over your body like that. Do it like that. You can wiggle if you still feel like you need to get the wiggles out. So today, friends, we have a very special book in store. Oh, it's right behind me. It is called The Most Magnificent Thing, and it is by Ashley Spires. And actually, we were supposed to read this book last week, but I was reminded, if you'll recall, by our dear friend Teacher Jan that it was Earth Day, and it was a very special Earth Day celebration. So you can actually go back and watch that story. It's called Matisse's Garden. Actually, all of our previous plays are now not just only on IGTV, but they're also on Asmoa's YouTube page. So you can go back there at any time and get caught up as you like, okay? Well, let's get started today. The Most Magnificent Thing by Ashley Spires. Well, and actually, before we get started, are you all comfy and cozy? Are you relaxed? You have your favorite pillow? Okay, let's get started. This is a regular girl and her best friend in the whole wide world. They do all kinds of things together. They race, they eat, they explore, they relax. Do you have a best friend that you like to do those things with? She makes things, he unmakes things. Do you have a friend that does that? One day the girl has a wonderful idea. She is going to make the most magnificent thing. Oh wow, what do we think that magnificent thing could be? You ever wake up someday and you're like, I'm gonna do something amazing, or I'm gonna make something really cool? Yeah? She knows just how it will look. She knows just how it will work. And all she has to do is make it. And she makes things all the time. Easy peasy, right? Okay. Oh, and look at what she's done over here. What is she doing? Looks to me like she's drawing. So, we've been doing a lot of drawing these past few weeks, actually, because a lot of great ideas start with drawing. And over here, she's got kind of a complex looking drawing, and that has a very special name. We call it a blueprint, and a blueprint can be a map. how you're going to make something or how you're going to make your ideas come together. We'll talk more about blueprints later. Okay, first she hires an assistant. Very important. Next, they gather their supplies. They set up somewhere out of the way and get to work. I don't know, does it look like she's out of the way? Looks like she's kind of in the middle of the sidewalk. Ooh, people have to go around her. And look at all these amazing supplies she has. Oh man, it looks like there's cans of paint and a jar of nails, a board, a screwdriver, and some odds and ends. The girl tinkers and hammers and measures while her assistant pounces and growls and chews. Oh, I hate when my assistants do that. When she is finished, she steps back to admire her work. She walks around one side. Her assistant examines the other side. It doesn't look right. Her assistant picks it up and gives it a shake. It doesn't feel right either. They are shocked to discover that the thing isn't magnificent. Oh, good or good. It isn't even kind of sort of okay. It is all wrong. The girl tosses it aside and gives it another go. Oh, well that's good, right? I know sometimes when we're making something new, we can get really frustrated with the process, especially if something doesn't come out looking like we expected the first time. But I'm so glad she's gonna give it another try. Let's see what she does. She smooths and wrenches and fiddles. Her assistant circles and tugs and wags. When she is finished, she stands up and takes a long look at it. Her assistant gives it a nudge with his paw. The thing is still wrong. She decides to try again. Okay, so the second try didn't go so well either, The girl saws and glues and adjusts. She stands and examines and stares. She twists and tweaks and fastens. She fixins and straightens and studies. Oh, wow. Oh, and I want to point out too, friends, what does our friend and her assistant, what do? They're always stopping to look at the thing that they are making, right? Yeah, sometimes when you're in the middle of making a project or even a drawing, it helps to step back and take a look at it. It gives you a new perspective or a new way to look at that project that you're working on. She tries all different ways to make it better. She makes it square. She makes it round. She gives it legs. She adds antennae. Oh. She makes it fuzzy. She makes it long, short, rough, smooth, big, small. One even smells of stinky cheese, but none of them are magnificent. Well, if it smells of stinky cheese, unless that was your intention, yeah, it still might be a work in progress. Her hard work attracts a few admirers, but they don't understand. They can't see the magnificent thing that she has in her mind. She gets mad. Oh, look at that. Yeah, she looks really, really mad, huh? Her forehead is kind of scrunched. Her nose is kind of up. Her cheeks are red. And I know she's disappointed, but look at all these really amazing things that she has. The angrier she gets, the faster she works. She smashes pieces into shapes. She jams parts together. She pummels the little bits in. Her hands feel too big to work, and her brain is too full of all the not right things. If only the thing would just work. Ooh, crunch. Oh no, what did she do? Looks like she smashed her finger between these two parts here. Ooh, that hurts. Oof. The pain starts in her finger. It rushes up to her brain, and she explodes. It is not her finest moment. Yeah, sometimes when we're working on a project, we can get really frustrated, right? I'm no good at this. I quit. Her assistant suggests a walk. That could be a good way to calm down, right? You ever, just have to go for a walk when you're not feeling good? It's not much help at first. Oh, look, they're going on a walk. They meet another friend. Oh, there's even somebody with balloons. But before long, she starts to feel different. Bit by bit, the mad gets pushed out of her head. Oh, and look, I think she went to a bakery. There's some cakes there, and there's a cookie. As they stroll along, she comes across the first wrong thing she made. The bad feelings are about to start all over again. Then she notices something surprising. There are some parts of the wrong things that are really quite right. The bolts on one, the shape of another, the wheel-to-seat ratio of the next. There are all sorts of parts that she likes. Oh, wow. So we know that our friend, she didn't quite come up with the magnificent thing that she wanted, but she did create some really cool things. By the time she reaches the end of the trail, she finally knows how to make the thing magnificent. She gets to work. She works carefully and slowly, tinkering, hammering, twisting, fiddling, gluing, painting. Her assistant makes sure there are no distractions. Oh, what are these? Oh, there's some friends here. This friend is saying, this one's all wet. And this woman here, this will stop that leak. And this gentleman here, this is the perfect thing to ward off bears. Okay, interesting. Oh, and our assistant, right? What's he doing? He's chasing off a squirrel. Squirrels can be really distracting. What happens next? The afternoon fades into evening. Finally, she finishes. She alerts her assistant. Oh, and it looks like all her other projects found new homes. The pair take a good long look. It leans a little to the left, and it's a bit heavier than expected. The color could use a bit of work too, but that's just what she wanted. They climb aboard and take it for a spin. They are not disappointed. It really is the most magnificent thing. Wow. So what did our friend end up making? She made a little sidecar to go on her scooter so her assistant could fit inside and ride along with her. That is genius, and that is indeed a very magnificent thing. Wow. Very, very cool. So friends, just to recap. So our friend wanted to, woke up wanting to make a really magnificent thing. And she went through all kinds of steps, right? The first time she made it wasn't what she wanted. Second time she made it wasn't what she wanted. And did she give up? No. And actually, as a benefit, she ended up making lots of really cool things that even if they weren't what she wanted, someone else found them to be quite useful or really interesting. What else was she doing? Oh yeah, we saw how, she would take a step back and look at something in a different way. So I think when we're in the process of making something, especially as artists and creatives, sometimes it can be hard to get those ideas and images that we have in our head out into using the materials we want to use to make them with. And that's why it helps to take a step back, to get a new perspective. That's why it helps to experiment with different materials. I know in the past few weeks since we've been together, we've been experimenting with primarily pencil and paper and things that we have around the house. And there are so many materials that you can experiment with and try. And if not now, at some point. And there was a really special thing that we talked about earlier too. When she was making her drawing, she made a very special drawing. Does anybody remember what that was? It was a blueprint. So blueprints can be a great way to help you build your most magnificent thing. They're kind of like instructions, like, you know, if you go to IKEA and you get the little instructions and kind of tells you what to do, right? Or if blueprints can be a really great tool. And today I wanted to show you another great tool. I actually wanted to show you how to make a very special book. It is called a zine. A zine, like in magazine, is a self-published book that you can make at home just using a few simple folding tricks. And then you can create a story or some sort of instruction with your zine. I thought it would be fun to create a zine where you could share an idea that you had for a magnificent thing, just like our friend did in our story today. And it could kind of act like a blueprint if you want, because with zines you can unfold them and they can turn into something else, maybe a blueprint, maybe a poster, maybe something new altogether. So the process we're going to use today, because there's many different zines, we're going to make an 8-fold zine. And 8-fold zines are really cool because all you need to make an 8-fold zine is a piece of paper, which I recycled from last week's Play It As Moa, and some scissors, and a marker or a Sharpie. So to get started, we've got to start with our folding. So let's see, how do I want to do this first? If you know hamburger or hot dog, kind of what those shapes look like, that's what we're going to do today. Okay, also horizontal, vertical, good words too. But we're going to start by folding our piece of paper like a hamburger. I'll kind of go over like that, or just looks like, you know, a page that you might find in a book, right? So it's gonna open up like that, okay? So we folded it like a hamburger, and then we've unfolded it. Next, we're gonna fold it like a hot dog, okay? So it's gonna be a little bit longer, right? A little bit longer. Okay, then we're gonna unfold it. Now, how many squares or boxes do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got 4, right? Okay. Now this part can be a little bit tricky, and I know there's multiple ways to do this, but I like to do it this way because I think it just helps me. But you're going to take one side of your paper, and you are going to fold in to that line that you created that divides your paper down the middle, okay? So it's going to look like this. So you're going to be in landscape. You're going to fold it like that, okay? And then you're going to fold the other side. You're going to do that very same thing. So you have a piece of paper now that looks like this. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're going to unfold our paper. And how many boxes do we have now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have an 8-fold zine, everybody. Look at that. And we're almost done, okay? And I know for younger friends who might need some help doing this, you can ask an older sibling or you can ask an adult to help you. I think this is a really good exercise for anybody that's learning folding and learning about shapes. You can get really creative with it. Okay, friends, so, you know, we got this piece of paper, but it really doesn't, it's a little, well, not flimsy, but it wouldn't really handle as a book. So you see these edges right here. I'm going to mark them for us so we can see them. But they're going to be typically the last 2 edges on your paper, okay? We've got our scissors, and you're going to cut into the paper like so. Just a little cut. Now you don't want to cut all the way down, because if you cut all the way down, you're going to cut your page off, okay? So we've got 2 little holes like that. Now, if you are like me and you go to the barbershop and you tell them that you want a little bit off the top, that's what we're gonna do. So you're gonna take your scissors and you're kind of gonna slap them in just like that, and you're gonna cut from this end to this end here. Okay, so we're gonna cut from here to here. All right, so let's do that. Ooh. Oh, I might have taken a little too much off the top, but that's okay. You can always make it again. Okay, so now when we open up our paper, kind of looks like a fishy mouth. Fish, fish, fish. Okay, so this part, this is the folding. We're gonna do another fold. And this can get a little complicated, so I'm gonna do my very best to show you. So we're gonna, if your paper is like this, right, you're gonna, the middle part here, you're gonna pull that out. So it almost starts to look like a flower. Does everybody see that? Kind of looks like a flower or a star. And you kind of want to get like this. And you are going to let the paper tell you where it wants to go. I know that sounds a little strange, but when you're making this, you'll see exactly what I mean, okay? And like magic, I've got the front cover of my book. I have a page here, another page, and the back cover. And you can even take the edge of your scissors, and if you want a nice sharp crease, you can do that. It makes it a little bit easier to open and close your pages. The really cool things, like I told you earlier, this can open up into something different. And of course, we need a title for our book today. Had to make sure I was spelling it right. So, I think the title of my zine today is going to be Teachers Holly's Most Magnificent Thing. Zine. Sorry, Teacher Holly's Most Magnificent Zine. I couldn't read my own writing. Well, and actually this was such a good story. Little slip. So, in my Most Magnificent Zine, I think I would do a little tutorial on how to make a zine. And I would love to see what type of zines you make today. The wonderful thing about zines is not only can you draw on them, you can collage in them, you can make them three-dimensional, you can make them sculptural, three-dimensional, you can see from different sides, and they're all unique. And then when if you have access to a copier, you can make multiples of them and give them out to your family, which is really cool. Friends, thank you so much for joining us at Play at ASMOA. We would love to see your artworks, and you can share them with us by tagging us at ASMOA.org, ESMOAORG, or hashtag Play at ASMOA. So have a good day, everybody. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you all soon.